Oh, good morning. Or I mean good evening. Unless it's just early morning. Well, I'm glad I don't have one of them ticking things on my wrist like a handcuff. People pay too much attention to them. Oh, I see you rushing around looking at your wrist. And I also know you sometimes do it just to avoid looking at me. Well, anyways, if it is morning, it's my birthday. My 73rd. And when you come this far, you do a lot of looking back. That's what I've been doing. And there's one thing I can say right here, that I don't regret a thing I've done. No, sir. Now, that probably sounds dumb, with me living on the streets, sleeping on subway grates, staring at you when you walk by jingling the change in your pockets. But I don't beg. I have my dignity. Well, I only take what you all don't want anymore. You know, I used to save all the bunches of papers I found, thinking they was important, since this is Washington, D.C. and all. But I quit during that scandal a few years back when I found out they cut up and burn all the important crap. Waste. Anyways, living here in the capital, I get to see so much. A few years back, the president's long black car came zooming down my street on the day he got shot by that crazy kid. Now, which one was that? Nixon. No. Well, I haven't kept track of him much since Kennedy. He was the last real president, you know. I even quit going to the inaugurations. They wouldn't let me in. Just have to watch them on the stacks of TV sets in the department store windows. Oh, yeah. And I saw that big jet plane go down in the Potomac a few winters back. Well, I didn't actually see it to hit the bridge, but I was only a few blocks away over on 6th Street by the parking garages. Oh, I remember that day. Foggy and cold, real cold. I was sitting on a grate, subway grate, you know, saving a place while Willie was up at the Mission getting us some supper. Well, Willie, it was this, Willis Jackson was his name. A wrinkled up old colored man I'd met a few months before. He was a little bit crazy, but, well, then most everyone out here's got a few bats in their chimney. But he knew the city. Showed me the best places to find things, places to sleep where you wouldn't get beat up or arrested. Well, on that day, I was sitting on the subway grate waiting for Willie, and I was feeling that warm air flowing up my dress, sitting with my legs crossed so the air could come up through the holes and warm my face. And all of a sudden I heard this big roaring commotion up the street by the Mission. Oh, I got awful scared. Well, I didn't know it was a plane crash then. I thought something happened at the Mission, like a bus hitting the building or one of them terrorist bombs going off. Well, I wanted to rush right up and see what it was. But, well, it was dusk then, And, oh, the winter light was making the snow and everything else white, glow bluish in the half dark. And it was already freezing and getting colder. And I knew if I left that grate during rush hour, well, we'd lose our spot. And I knew if we didn't get a grate that night, we'd be goners. So I stayed there a while, upset, but warm, till the sirens started up. Oh, first over on the other side of the river, far away, and coming closer. And a little while later, more sirens yelling, this time from nearby, coming my way until they turned onto my street a block away and went screaming by. Ambulances, fire trucks, police cars, all of them trying to drive fast on them icy streets and sliding around corners sideways. Oh, then I really got scared. I was sure it was the mission, that something awful had happened. Well, then I heard this helicopter flying overhead, and I remembered the airport nearby. And then I thought, well, maybe a plane had hit the mission. But then I figured, well, if it was the mission, then Willie was probably either dead and I couldn't do anything, or he was hurt bad enough they'd take him to some nice warm hospital where I could sit by him all night. It's crazy what you think when you're scared half out of your wits.